May I submit to you that the reason that you are probably struggling financially is because you have the wrong concept about money. See, almost all my life, I grew up with such an error in judgment about money. See, if you're anything like me, then you were probably taught that money was physical. Hold on, Donnie, but money is physical. No, money is not physical. That's the first error in judgment that you were taught, that money was physical. That's the first thing they taught us that was so wrong. And I'm gonna explain to you why it was so wrong later. But being taught this stunted our growth or held us back from being able to obtain the riches necessary to even bring our for our grandfathers or our parents to be able to attain the riches necessary to make sure that we or that I didn't even go through poverty. But guess what? I understand that they were also taught the exact same thing, that money is physical. But money is not physical. Money is just a representation of a spiritual value. Just like Jesus was a representation of God in the flesh. Hold on, Donnie. Could you explain to me what you mean by that? See, what I mean by this is that the money in your pocket, the coins in your pocket, the value doesn't come from the numbers on that piece of paper or that piece of metal. There's numbers on the metal and there's numbers on the paper. But the value of that money does not come from those numbers on that piece of paper. It comes from the faith that you and I have in it. That's where the value of money comes from. If I didn't have faith, or if we all didn't have faith in common, that $100 bill is worth $100 bill, and not just because it says 100 on a piece of worthless paper. No, it's worth $100 because we all say that it's worth $100. But there could come a time where we all say that $100 is not worth $100. You might not think this is possible because you haven't lived in a time to where you see a currency drop to zero. But many countries have suffered their currency go from being known globally and being traded globally to nothing. As a matter of fact, I might shock you with this, but all currencies eventually go to zero. And we eventually will go to zero. But that time hasn't come for us yet. But inevitably, all currencies end up going to zero. All you got to do is study over the last 1,000 years, and you will find that many countries have suffered the fate of having their currency go to nothing. So it can't happen. People can lose faith. And when people lose faith, and lose faith in $100 being $100, then $100 is no longer $100. It's just a piece of paper. So then, I hope that helps you to understand that money is not physical. In reality, money is actually spiritual. The piece of paper that you have in your hand, the coins that you collect from the change that you get back at the store, it's only a representation. And the reason I explain all this is so that you understand that money is spiritual. It cannot work without faith. And another reason why I say money is spiritual is because it's one of the things that is everywhere all at once. Because think about this. If money was actually physical, then the guy in Atlanta, Georgia, and then the guy where I'm here at in LA, if we went to go spend $20 at the same time, then one of our $20 bills wouldn't cash. Why? Because money would be physical. But since money is not physical, I can both he can spend $20 in Atlanta at the same time that I spend $20 here in LA, because money is spiritual. It's everywhere and it's in all places. And it can be used all at the same time. I can use my $100 bill at the same time you can use your $100 bill. Money can be everywhere all at once, just like your soul could be everywhere, or your spirit could be everywhere all at once. See, they want you to believe that money is physical, because if they get you to believe that money is physical, then they can begin to plant a scarcity mindset in you when it comes to money. See, because if you think money is physical, then you may start to think that there's not enough out there for you to get your fair share to make you and your family wealthy or rich. Right? See, if they can get you to think with a scarce mind that there's not enough money for everybody to have a lot. There's not enough money for everybody to get rich. They want you to think money is physical so that you can think those exact things. See, because if you thought that money was spiritual, then you will begin to think money is infinite, in which money is infinite. And because if you think money is infinite, then you come to the conclusion that if money is infinite, then it's abundant. That means everybody can have it, that there's more than enough. But if they can keep you trapped with the programming, thinking that money is physical, then you'll continue to think that only one group of people have it. You would think that us rich people are evil, because they taught you that money was physical when it's not. The whole idea of money is a spiritual concept. But if you keep operating with the point of reference that money is physical, then you're always going to stay stuck, struggling financially. Because it's going to keep you trapped with a scarcity mindset. But once you gain a mindset that money is spiritual, then you will understand that money's abundant. But if they can continue to get you to believe that money is scarce, they can continue to get you to believe that all rich people are evil. And I can tell you, I'm not evil. And I can promise you this, most rich people are benevolent. Most rich people are willing to help others 10 times over. But if they can keep you believing that rich people are evil, then they can keep you repelling abundance. They can keep you pushing your abundance away. Why? Because if you believe that it's evil, then you don't want it. If they can continue to get you to believe that the way they got it was they had to do something bad for it, then you continue to shy away from it. They train us our whole life that rich people are evil for a reason. Just wake up and pay attention. Literally. If being rich was evil, why are there so many rich men throughout the Bible? From the founding father Abraham, the Bible clearly tells us that he wasn't just a rich man, that he was a very rich man. A very rich man. From David to Solomon, to every king, even to Jesus himself, they were all rich. But instead, we want to continue to listen to some preacher talk to us bad about money, but then, in the same token, ask us for it at the end of service. I thought money was bad. Listen, I promise you I know this. I know money is not everything. But let me tell you this. It ranks right up there with oxygen. And if money was bad, then God wouldn't allow Abraham to have plenty of it. If money was bad, I promise it wouldn't be a spiritual concept. Money is not bad. People do bad things for money because they love it. But money in itself is not bad. Hey there. Sorry for the brief interruption, but I need you to stop what you're doing, and I need for you to hit that subscribe button right there. Also, if you plan on becoming a better player in this game of entrepreneurship, I suggest you go grab a copy of my new book, The Strategic Player. You can grab a copy at thestrategicplayer.com, or you can just click the link right down below and go get you a copy. Let me give you another reason why money is also a spiritual concept. Because the only way you can get it is by doing something for somebody else. Let me say it again. The only way that you can obtain money is by actually doing something for somebody else. You can't obtain money any other way. You have to do something for somebody. Whether if you're selling your time for some employer because you're trading time for cash, that means you did something for them. Or whether you're selling a product that helps people in some way, or whether you created or selling a service that helps people in some way. The only way that you can get money in this system is to do something for somebody. How much more spiritual can it not? I mean, how much more spiritual does one have to be? Like, the only way you can get money is by actually doing something for somebody else. Well, sorry to tell you, yeah, that's the only way you can get it. See, the money that the physical representation of money is nothing but the value that you traded for it. Do you not understand that's what money is? Money is you trading your value for my value. I trade you something of value, you give me something of value. That's what money is designed to do. It's a trade of value. That little piece of paper that you have in your hand, the coins that you have in your pocket or your purse, says, look, I did something for somebody other than myself. Here's the receipt. That's what money is. It's a receipt. It's a piece of paper that said, I'm going to say it one more again. And I'm saying it like that for a reason, on purpose. I'm using that grammar because I am country. But I'm going to say it one more again. That the only way that you can get money is by doing something for somebody else. You have to please other people. You have to serve other people. It was like last night, right? Last night. Me and my family, we worked a little bit over last night, so I got a little late. And guess what? Stomach started growling. It was time to eat. But it was too late at night. It was like 10-ish, going on 11-ish, and usually we don't eat that late. But it was going too late, so guess what? We didn't feel like cooking. We was a little exhausted because we had a full work day yesterday, but we were able to open the phone on our app, able to find a restaurant where people will actually cook the food for me. And I don't have to cook it, or neither does my wife have to cook it. Put it in a box, and then have somebody come pick it up and bring it to me. I was happy to pay that money for them to do that. And guess what? And they were happy to do it for me. It was an exchange of value. I helped them, they helped me. I did something for them, and they did something for me. And I enjoy what they did for me, just as well as the people that cooked the food and the person that brought it to me and enjoyed it also. Why? Because they're getting what they want, and I'm getting what I want. And one of the last reasons I want to say why money is spiritual is because it has the ability to create new life. And what I mean by that is all you got to do is take a look at the world around you. Everything you see is because some person invented. And that person was able to invent it because some other person gave them money or invested into their ideal, which made it into something huge or big. Money is the reason why I'm able to speak to you on these devices. Money is the reason why I'm able to communicate this message to you right now. Whether you're in this room or whether you're listening on YouTube or wherever you're seeing this video at. Money is the reason why I'm able to do that. It helped create the technology that brought this about. So what I'm saying is that money is a creator. And the more of it that you have, the more that you will be able to create. See, it's kind of hard to create things when you're always in survivor mode. When every day you have to think about how you're going to pay this bill and pay that bill, and every paycheck just end up being transfer day. And when I say transfer day, only thing you do is the business or whoever you work for, whatever you do, they transfer money into your bank account and you just transfer it to the people you owe. Most of the time it's transfer day for us. And if every day all we can do is think about survival, then we can never truly get to thinking about what we were actually created for. We can never get to thinking about any other thing other than surviving. That's why money is important to have and to focus on getting. Like, I don't know if you know this, right now is the easiest time in the world to get rich. Right now is the easiest time to get rich. It was much harder for your grandparents to get rich. And it was much, much, much harder for your great-grandparents to get rich. And it was much, 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 much more harder for your great-great-great-grandparents to get rich. Why? It's because, again, they didn't have access to the masses for free. For free. You have access to the masses for free. Hey, sorry again for the brief interruption, but don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And again, if you want to become a better player in this game of entrepreneurship, don't forget to go grab your copy of The Strategic Player. You can get a copy again at thestrategicplayer.com or just click the link right below. But you let somebody or this hypnotic societal mechanism, or this poverty programming instruments that they use, whether on TV or in school, make you believe that money is bad. Let me help you to understand something. The more money you got, the more people you can help. You can't help people when you broke. I mean, how many people do you want? If you could right now help somebody, who would you help? And why aren't you helping them now? I can almost guess that the number one contributing factor is you ain't got the money. But if you had the money, I bet you would help them. Right? But they want to teach us to be mad at rich people. Why would you be mad at Jeff Bezos? I mean, I'm just saying. I don't care what you think about the man. He provides hundreds of thousands of jobs. He creates new life for hundreds of thousands of people that he's never ever going to meet. And you're not trying to become all that you should become because you're afraid what people gonna say about you when you get money. I don't care what they say about me. They've always said it about me. That's my wife. Donnie's always money hungry. I'm not money hungry. I just know that I need more of it to do what I'm called to do. And I know that I can't do it broke. And neither can you. So I need you to understand one thing, that money is spiritual. And the more of it that you have, the more you can do for people that you will never meet. The more that you can impact people that you will never meet. The more you can become more self-aware. But first, you got to understand this. Stop thinking that money is physical and come to the conclusion that it's spiritual. I mean, don't take my word for it. I mean, you should just literally do your research. And you will understand that money is spiritual. And when I say spiritual, like spiritual is not only used for like holiness. The word spiritual literally just means anything that cannot be measured in a lab. Anything that cannot be measured by man is spiritual. Let me give you an example. Man can't measure consciousness. They can't measure integrity. They can't measure feelings. They can't measure these things. Right? So those things are spiritual. Just like we can't measure money. It's unmeasurable. Because one day we can have faith in it, and the next day we can't, and it all goes away. But you have to grasp the concept that money is spiritual. Because if you grasp that concept, then you will understand that money is infinite. And if you believe money is infinite, then you believe it's abundant. And if you believe it's abundant, then you believe that there's enough out there for you to get. It's just waiting for you to fall into who God called you to be so that it can make its way to you. Well, that's all I got for y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And again, as always, the goal is always to learn so that you can become a strategic player in this game called life. I'm Asky like Skimbowski. Until next week.